My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. It's always good to remember what you're doing before you do it. Yeah, so ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And I'm right now I'm horrified. Okay, I'm absolutely horrified. I don't look in the mirror often because often I get caught there because I get entranced by my radiant beauty. Yeah, as one would do. You can't expect that not to happen. So the only time I really look at it, I say this quite a lot now, right? The only time I really see myself is when I make these videos. My beard was out of control, so I had to try to hack it back into some. But now my hair. Normally, I get my beard and my hair cut at the same time. I figure if you're paying a professional, pay a professional. They know what they're doing, and they do. They normally do a better job. My beard was out of control, but now I've got my father, God rest his soul. His silhouette. He used to have his hair long, but not long like this. Oh, I've got to get a haircut. I've got to get it. This is absolutely terrifying. And I don't want to get a haircut because it's freaking freezing in Israel. Absolutely freezing. I think today today and tomorrow are supposed to be the coldest days of the year or the decade or ever. Or I don't know. It's cold, right? I'm wearing a sweater. It's a wee bit chilly, but we will warm ourselves up with a bit of laughter because there's two articles we're going to juxtapose with one another. It is just gorgeous, absolutely wonderful. So the BBC is going down. Okay, let's start with that. BBC is going down. It's not down yet. It's got another how many years? 5 years before it loses its funding model. The only way this could have happened is if the British public turns on the BBC, or a significant portion of the British public turns on the BBC. Why would they turn on the BBC? Oh, I don't know. Let's take, people who love a TV show like Doctor Who, for example. We absolutely adore it. And let's change that show and make it completely the opposite of what it was. Let's make it about conformity and stupidity rather than, thinking for yourself and independence. Let's do that. Yeah. And then anybody complains, we'll call them a bigot and a racist, right? So, that didn't go down so well, really. I don't think that went down so well in fandom. The current era of Doctor Who is the lowest rated of all time. I actually would say of all time. I mean, I think it's not fair to say the 3.1 overnight for Battlefield is less than the 3.2 overnight for even the Daleks. I just don't think it's fair because firstly, the country's a third bigger now. And it was in midweek, it was against Coronation Street. Well, I just don't think it's fair, right? So I would say it's the lowest rated. Weirdly enough, not their worst episodes ever at all, right? It's never the worst episodes that hit. I'll take the brunt of it, right? It's always the one after that. I mean, you saw with if you looked at the ratings with Doctor Who Flux, you had a good episode, an episode that people genuinely speaking didn't hate, right? Or quite the Weeping Angel one. Normally one building on other things. The Sultana one, the Weeping Angel one. You'll see the week after the ratings went up. You'll see, and it was a dire episode. Then the ratings went down. It was normally a dire episode the week after. Anyway, look, the BBC is going down. It's just the way it is. The BBC is going down. And the only thing that can save it is if they go, oh my God, we should have relentlessly lectured to the world and to our audience. We should have really focused on entertaining them. And if they turn around right now, and start putting out great content that people like, they could save their asses. But they're not going to. They're absolutely not going to because they are not at the first step of recovery. In Judaism, you've got the 4 stages of repentance, and there's a 12-step program. They're kind of similar, right? The first step is admitting you have a problem. Then they are just not there yet, right? They are not there in any way, shape, or form. And we're going to see a lot of ongoing meltdowns. I've said many times, I think that for the next 8-9 months, we're going to be looking at what I describe as narrative hitting reality with the narrative being destroyed over and over and over and over and over again. It's There's a reason the news media is completely disregarded now, isn't there? But yeah, we're going to see narrative hitting reality. This is narrative hitting reality, and it's a little bit funny when it does. When it, and I'm not gloating, right? This is really not going, ha ha, you feel bad, which is what I think the people who are part of this narrative do. I'm not gloating. It's what, look, I just super believe in God, and I believe in justice, and I believe in morality, right? And when I see those things, to my perception, do well, succeed, which is what I think the BBC fooling is, right? I really do. I take joy from it. I do. I generally, and when I see people who have lied to prop up this utter nonsense, have been really, really, front and center of making this relentless garbage, right? Turning everything around and saying, making it the opposite of what it is, and telling you're a bigot if you notice it, right? If to see those people with their wailing and gnashing of teeth and their complete denial, yeah, it's fun. It's fun and it's funny, but it's not. I'm not taking pleasure from their pain, right? I'm taking pleasure in justice, right? It's it's everything they say is the opposite. This is just consequent culture. Yes, the BBC going down to consequent culture. Anyway, point that you will know this. The point of this video is Screenrant. Screenrant had to try and break the news to its readership, which I think is me. No, there's everybody else. Had to break the news to its readership that Doctor Who had essentially destroyed the BBC. Doctor Who is the face of what's destroyed the BBC, without mentioning Doctor Who, and then say Doctor Who's wrong with it, and then say, but don't worry, Doctor Who's going to be fine, right? And they try and do it. It doesn't really work out, so then they just give up, and they go back to this bonkers article saying Jodie's the best as ever, and they have the top 10 companions of Jodie. She's had 4, and everyone's complained it was too many. But they got the top 10, and they really do squeeze it out of there. Fine, before we get into this, oh man, 7 minutes in. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit that subscribe button, baby, if you're on Rumble. Rumble, baby, Rumble! It's not exciting in real life as it sounds. It's a little plus button. It's really disappointing. I honestly, if you want to make Rumble a feature, put a big button on it, press it, and go, rah! Wouldn't that be awesome? I would like that. That's the sort of interaction that I enjoy. So yeah, like, subscribe, comment, Rumble, Substack. Sign up to my Substack. Great comment. I put comics on my free Substack, which is absolutely free. I put out Ice Warriors every Sunday. They're Sunday comics. It's great. I'm reliving it because I'm recoloring it. I'm coloring the first 8 episodes. They haven't been colored before. So I'm really enjoying it. Man, it's a good strip. I mean, I really go check it out. It's a really good strip. And then I have a paid version as well. It's $5 a month. If I get enough people, I'll do more Ice Warriors. Artist one of Stefano Cardacelli did it, and I think did a great job because he doesn't really know Doctor Who, so it's a fresh, creative voice. So it's really, really cool. So then I got on Fridays. I'm running this other strip called Red Ghost. It's very 2000 AD-esque. Again, did I mention this was free? So yeah, it's an email list. Just go sign up for it. You get notifications of all my videos. And anything you want, look, if you can comment on anything you want me to cover, just let me know, baby. Just let me know. Fine. So where should we start? Let's start with the psychopathic meltdown in Doctor Who fandom about the death of the BBC and the absolute pure denial people live in. Let's start with Paul Cornell. Paul Cornell, interesting chap, Paul Cornell. Fantastic writer, right? I would say probably one of the greatest living Doctor Who writers. His work is beyond reproach. I mean, Human Nature, fantastic. I his prose novels that went through the Virgin Adventures and then did some BBC books. There's a great BBC book with the 8th Doctor. I think the Brigadier's in it, an older Brigadier, Shadows of Avalon, I think it was called. Really, a great book, and it has produced great work relentlessly. Everything else has not been very good, right? His comic work is just, even his Doctor Who comic work is not very good. I'm very surprised about that. But Paul Cornell has drunk heavily of the Kool-Aid of the I don't even want to call it socialist Kool-Aid, or what the so I heard somebody quote 1984 earlier today, and the quote was, eventually the state will make you deny the evidence of your own eyes. Isn't that what we're living in right now? Right? I mean, when they say, oh, this was a mostly peaceful protest when they burned down all these buildings, and then they say, oh no, this was a massive riot, right? When they don't, it's really weird. Like they say this person, this person saying that you get in their face and make them feel uncomfortable. And riot is not incitement to incitement. But when somebody says peacefully and patriotically protest, that is incitement. So because the truth changes. In 1989, they made you have to believe the truth would change as it was needed by the state. That's really what we're living through. So Paul Cornell, drunk deep of that Kool-Aid, right? Paul Cornell is like, yes, because here's how it was done. It was done in the same way that it was done in China in the Cultural Revolution. They had a younger generation that said that it convinced everybody else that they were bigger, they were evil if they didn't get on board with their relentless their craziness, their insanity, how facts just don't really matter. Paul Cornell's big into that, one of those because I think there's there is a lot of fear and a lot of self-worth tied up into being these crazy people. So anyway, he wasn't happy about the BBC going down, and we're going to see how they're framing it in a second. Doctor Who fans who want to get rid of the BBC may not have entirely thought through the consequences. Actually, mate, we have. We really have. I would rather there not be Doctor Who made than this, again, travesty, this opposite of what Doctor Who is, right? This absolute travesty. Where Jodie Whittaker is an idiot conformist. The doctor she plays it as an idiot conformist. I get the feeling she plays it that way because she too is an idiot conformist, but she is an idiot conformist. So then this guy I've seen online a bunch of times. He is so typical of the type of fan that came in with Jodie Whittaker that hates everybody who doesn't agree with them, that cannot coexist with anybody else. Like genuinely cannot coexist and says everybody else is evil if they aren't part of the group think, right? And then he accuses everybody else of being bigots. It's the weirdest thing, but they all do it. So this guy, he loves doing it. Not to mention the NMDs. NMDs is short for not my doctors. So this was a hashtag somebody once used, and now it doesn't matter if we use it or not, they will call you that because the person who used it also said racist stuff. I don't even bloody know, right? I don't, but they don't. They love othering people. They love labeling people. This is who they are. And again, these are the fans of Doctor Who with Jodie Whittaker. I don't understand. Not to mention NNDs who constantly harass Jodie Whittaker and Christian. It's not harassment if you're it's not harassment commenting on their work saying this was poor quality. That's not harassment. No. So even when I said I really wouldn't like to have sex with Jodie Whittaker, that's not harassment either, because I really, really wouldn't, right? And I don't think you can say it's harassment to say I do not have sexual interest in you. Isn't that I want you to leave me alone and not come close because you are vile, right? Yeah. So that's, in my opinion. As well as it says, Doctor Who is dead, etc. Well, I think it's very clear that the Doctor Who that you have loved very much is dead, right? Why else did you even need to bring Rusty Davies back? Now, honestly, we're all... Nobody knows right now, and what's going to happen, because Rusty Davies loves a few things. He loves being successful. He loves Doctor Who. By the way, I love that he loves being successful, and I love that he has ambition. I think that's a good thing. And he loves Doctor Who, but he also loves being part of the same culture as these people, right? He likes being, because the artists have completely failed and they can't criticize the state, right? They want to be part of but he loves that. So we don't know which way he's going to go. Right? Is he going to do more of the same or of destroying Doctor Who? If in that case, I don't think it can survive. Right? I don't think it can. I'm keeping my mind open until I see it, but I don't think it can survive. Or will his love of Money, Success, and Doctor Who win out. I'm really hoping it's the Money, Success, and Doctor Who win out, right? I really am. But we really don't know. We really don't know. Who knows when there's going to be a casting announcement, but that'll be your first indication. So here's another typical Jodie Whittaker fan. Hates anybody who doesn't agree with them and lies about them constantly, myself included. Like, he always says, when the rabbi makes a video about me, I always get I can't say it, naughty National Socialist of 1930 Germany. In my mentions, no, you don't, you lying cunt. No, you don't. Please, I love it. I have the receipts. We'll show them to me. No, why not? Don't want to. I won't do it. Anyway, honestly, I really hope the news is a wake-up call at the BBC. Me too, right? 100%. Me too. I hope it's a wake-up call at the BBC. I don't want the BBC to go down. I'm watch my channel. You will see when I talk about stuff that I like. I'm happier, right? I wish I could be gushing about Doctor Who. A real regret that I have, and I try not to have regrets in life, but real regret I have is I didn't start my channel a couple of years earlier so I could cover good Doctor Who. Like, I like Peter Capaldi. Like, I thought his last season was his best season. I really wish that I had a channel around then, because I like being upbeat about things, right? Amazingly enough. But yeah, listen, we've been screaming at you for years and years and years, BBC, and you just wouldn't listen, right? Just would not listen no matter what. No matter how much they try and cozy up to the far-right Tory government. Are they far-right? I mean, I don't know. They just seem like bumbling buffoons who are slightly less egregious than the racist anti-Semites in Labour, right? I mean, that's not really that preposterous. Say, yes, slightly less shit than your completely incompetent racists, right? I don't know. So are they far right? I really don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe they just strike me as elitist buffoons to me. Like, that's really what they are. So I don't know. They're still disposable to them. It's kind of true. I think, honestly, this guy's making a fair point here, Mr. Trilby. But BBC needs to drastic leadership reform. It needs to out anybody who thinks platforming flat earthers is okay. I don't understand why it's not okay. I am fascinated to hear from flat earthers, right? Fascinated. Why wouldn't I be? Right? Flat earthers blow my mind. Like, I would like to know why do you, I mean, honestly, aren't you curious? Why do they think the Earth's flat? Because there's going to be a massive conspiracy to say the Earth is to convince us all the Earth is round, right? I mean, look, I believe a conspiracy sort of could happen to steal an election. I believe a conspiracy could happen to try and convince a generation of people that penises weren't masculine. That I can believe that could happen. Of course, that's just fantasy. No, that would just be crazy. I mean, I don't think that a conspiracy could happen to make people believe the flat Earth is round. I just don't see the advantage in it to anyone. I don't see what's anybody getting. And wouldn't we fall off the edge? I mean, like, haven't we been around? I mean, like, don't we know it's round? I would love to hear from flat earthers, right? Put a show on explaining me their point of view. Anyone who's completely okay with posting lies about trans people. Well, this is the hill that BBC died on, right? To say that that normal human ways of self-identification are not normal, right? Like, most people have their sexuality and gender as immutable cornerstones of their self-identity. They are not things you just zip on and zip off. I watched a video I did on my live stream. It's very distressing of this young girl. Clearly, who said she's suffering from, it's called a DID system, which is a multiple personality disorder, just like 30 people living in her head. And she said they've voted amongst them and they decided to transition into being a man. And she's like nearly in tears because she's like, I'm happy for them, but I'm a woman. I'm a cis woman. What's going on? I can't do this. And she's got multiple personality disorder, right? You know, I hope somebody steps in, right? But like this idea that policies to aid trans people do not have negative consequence. They do. And that's not to say I hate trans people, but don't lie about it. Yeah. Anyone thinks the BBC is a CV booster to get her own government. Needs outing! It's too late now. BBC should serve license fee payers, not Tories. Well, the problem is they didn't serve the license fee player, right? That's that bottom line. That is the problem, right? That is the absolute problem. Right, so with that context of the whaling nationalities, let's read this article from Screenrant. And again, Doctor Who is the prime example of why the BBC is going down. It's absolutely the prime example of why the BBC is going down. I can't think of a better show to celebrate the centenary of the BBC than Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. Nothing more indicative, I can think, of the current state of Doctor Who than Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who. It's shocking, right? It's shockingly awful and disconnected. And I think really a great reason why the BBC is going down. But fortunately, Rusty Davis saw the writing. Was it Rusty Davis? My working theory is this, right? Jane Tranter knew this was going to go down. Jane Tranter of Bad Wolf, she was the person who originally brought back Doctor Who in 2005. And Julie Gardner formed a production company, Bad Wolf, and they produce really good, classy material. Like, I love what they do. It's populist, it's interesting, it's intelligent. They're honestly, Jane Tranter and Julie Gardner, really, Jane Tranter a bit more, really reminds me of her career, reminds me of Verity Lambert's, right? Really, really, in quite a strong way. So what I think that happened is that she got wind of it and she went to Russell and said, look, Russell, I think if you have an idea, Doctor Who needs a live raft, and I think it would do us all good, because if they have a successful streaming content, right, which they can easily make from Doctor Who, right? That's what they want to do with Star Trek, but they have Alex Kurtzman in charge. That's very valuable. That's probably one of the most valuable things that the BBC used to own. Fine. So that was the escape raft. So let's see how they explain it. Doctor Who's future is secure, no matter what happens to the BBC, no matter how much Jodie Whittaker destroys Doctor Who. BBC license is under attack. But the BBC's recent decisions should protect Doctor Who and one of the BBC's greatest superbrands. You think it might be connected, right? You don't think this will just happenstance? The BBC is under increasing financial pressure. Why? Because they've alienated their viewership. We all hate it. We put up with it when he made TV shows we liked. Right, when we liked EastEnders, when we liked Doctor Who, when we liked Top Gear, right? When you had these big populist things, we all liked the BBC. And also that gave you room. Once you had like these really popular things, right, that were commercially successful, you could sell everywhere. But why? Because they resonated with the audience. You could then put money into niche programming that wasn't commercial, right? And it was wonderful, right? Like Sky at Night was great. I never watched it. I loved it that people watched it and loved it, right? One Man and His Dog. Never interested in my entire life. And I do like my dog, right? I do like my dog. But it was just great. Not only that, the prestige drama they produced, the prestige comedy, all gone. Destroyed from the inside, right? Destroyed, just like Doctor Who. But British BBC it's very different to American one, largely because of the existence of the BBC. It's a public service broadcaster, primarily funded by a license fee that everyone in the UK who owns a television is legally required to pay. The BBC is under a unique remit, running many services that are deemed beneficial to society but not profitable. And the way that it did that was by doing things that were profitable, right? Its main function is to entertain the British public, not to brainwash them into their frankly bizarre ideas of self, right? No. Gender, generally speaking, isn't fluid, as is sexuality. If you're gay, you're probably gonna stay gay, right? It's like that's probably that. Why? Because most people who are gay stay gay. It's not like, I think I'll try this for a bit. No. It kind of goes together. Massive education campaign during the pandemic to help children learn in lockdown. Now, everyone's citing that. I don't really trust the BBC. Frankly, I do not trust the BBC to educate me or anyone. I've seen them try to educate me, and I don't like what they're trying to educate me with. I think it's crazy, right? I think it's wrong. And I think they've always been kind of that way. Look, BBC has always been, very traditionally elitist. Now, that elitist could be champagne socialists, or it could be, hooray Henrys. But, generally speaking, the one thing they all agree on is they don't really like Jews much, right? That's really, and there was a thing exposed came out, like this rabbi who I know, Rabbi YY said, oh man, BBC is so racist. So, yeah, I believe it. Yes, I believe it. Yes, I absolutely. So yeah, I'm not sure if they're the ones I want teaching me. I mean, they've been teaching the world about the Israel-Palestinian conflict wrongly for quite some time now, haven't you? But the funding nonetheless means BBC is subject to political controversy. The UK's governing Conservative Party is traditionally hostile to legislation. Now, why are they governing, right? Why are the Conservative Party governing? It's because Labour is a shambles. They are marginally less racist and insane than Labour. Marginally, right? Marginally. Not that much, marginally. And it seems to me not much has changed, right? But because of that, Labour faced the greatest defeat they did in over 100 years. I think they lost, they got 30% of the vote. It was like, they basically, their whatever they got was kind of the same as Biden's approval ratings. Not good, like the low 30s. It was terrible. And that's why they're the governing party, because there's no functioning left wing. I mean, in fairness, there's no functioning right wing either. It's just a bunch of buffoons shouting at each other. UK's government, over the weekend, Cultural Secretary Nadine Dorries announced that the license fee will be frozen over the next 2 years. In real terms, a cut. It's going to be a big cut because the insane left-wing policies of the United States have a global effect, and this massive inflation we're seeing is gonna be everywhere in 2022, right? It already is. Here in Israel, everything's gone up in price. It's crazy. So yeah, it's going to mean a massive cut for them. Maybe they can cut some of their useless jobs. What's the name? Sarpong, the head of diversity. Maybe you can save yourself for you guess what, £230,000 a year for a 3-day week. Maybe you can save yourselves a couple of bob. I don't know. Wouldn't that be great? Who are expecting a more generous decision. She suddenly took to Twitter to declare the intention to end the licensee after 2027. Yeah, what you mean when when your charter's up? Meaning the BBC would have to move into an entirely different payment model. It's going to happen. The only way it's going to stop to happen is if they hit the brakes right now and turn around on everything, right? And literally fire, what was it, Sue Sarpong? I can't remember her name. Fire all these people, right? In the US, there was recently an election in Virginia, which was insane because Virginia's normally a very Democrat, very left-wing place. But during COVID, when kids were learning remotely, the parents found out what the kids were learning, which is pornography and racism, essentially, right? And they're told not to tell their children all this terrible stuff. They were like, these curriculum came out. But much like the people we saw at the beginning of this video, double, triple down. No, your biggest way is the biggest way. They lost the election in much like Labour, right? Landslide loss, and they just came into power. They fired the new Attorney General fired 30 people in the first hour. Like, that's what you need to do, right? Clear out all the clean the swamp. Yeah, man, I tell you, if Trump does run again in 24 and wins, it's gonna be a red-eyed Trump firing everybody. I don't expect anything to survive that, but okay. All I have to tell you, people with a lot of money and a lot of power do not want that to happen, and I think they will do virtually anything to stop that going down. Meeting the people's element and direct payment. In truth, Doris was overreaching. No government can bind the hands of its successor. Well, actually, you can. And there will still certainly be, most certainly be a general election by 2027. Do you think Labour has any? I mean, like, Ken, are Labour going to be any less shit than the Conservatives are buffoonish? Right? Are they? That's really your choice. Are they going to be less racist and make myself? It's all about leadership. One person can turn everything around, right? And I would just love one person on either side to be honest and take power. Wouldn't that be incredible? And say, listen, we're in the shit. Can we get out, please? Like, we need to do something. And on either side, like just sanity. Because basically, most people think of themselves as centrist people, right? Oh, but again, the whole left-right thing is meaningless nowadays. I realise that the neighbours I have who are very, very big into the Biden government, and they're having a bad time there right now. But on policy positions, they're probably more right-wing than me on a lot of things because it's all tribalism, all meaningless. Fans of major shows such as Doctor Who are understandably deeply concerned about the future, given the BB Doctor Who is already going through a time of change. This is the time. Yeah, that's the first time we're mentioning Doctor Who's role in this. Yes, Doctor Who's going through a time of change because you failed. You failed awfully. Yes, at the same time of change the BBC is going through. But these fears, thankfully, are mostly unfounded. It's important to recognise that Doctor Who is one of the BBC Superbrands. Yes, it is. At least it used to be, alongside Top Gear. Used to be. If the BBC want to win the British public back, they need to say sorry and start making good shows and fire a lot of people, right? Start making comedies, right? Give Count, what's his name? Count Dankula? Give him a show. Have diversity, actual diversity. Alongside Top Gear and Dancing with the Stars, international distribution of these super brands to make them tremendously valuable to BBC worldwide. The commercial arm of BBC Studios. Yeah, I believe that Rusty Davis wants to create a content for a streaming service, right? If Apple had an ounce of sense, they would buy Paramount. They would buy CBS or Access or Paramount Plus purely for the Star Trek catalog and the rights to Star Trek. That will get people paying $5 a month for their service. Same with Doctor Who, right? Imagine you put all of Doctor Who on a streaming service, including all the DVD extras, right? All the Blu-ray, everything on high def streaming, on demand, $3 a month, right? You would pay it. I would pay it. Just for the convenience of it. Yes. I mean, look, I got them all on DVD. I had them all on Blu-ray. I have them on Blu-ray. I've had them all on DVD. I had them on VHS. I would pay for this too. Yes. And then if you have new content that's actually good, you're making a lot of money. You're making a hell of a lot of money. And you have a lot of value. And if they make a lot of money, believe me, Rusty Davis is going to make a lot of money. Ironically, Doris has now made these super brands all the more important. And there are already signs of BBC is securing Doctor Who's future. Rusty Davis is returning as the next showrunner. Davis has already hinted his vision with suggesting he wants to build a Doctor Who transmedia franchise complete with spin-off. Dave, you know what? As a creative working in TV, like one of the top creators, I really hope he's leading into new media, right? Like, I hope he wants to use TikTok as a way to get people to watch Doctor Who. And I think he is. I hope that's where he's going with it. David has been warning about the political risks facing the BBC, so his appointment feels strategic indeed. Yeah, again, I wish you listened to Rusty Davis, right? I really wish you listened to him. I wish you listened to me, frankly. The latest news won't come as much of a shock to him. Well, we're saying exactly what he said happened, right? Meanwhile, the last few years have seen the BBC pivot away from the traditional production models towards co-production deals. Well, that's Tim Divvy, right? That's really what he's done in the last year as the Director General, right? He was very much behind this. With partners frequently co-financing for international rights and a degree of creative say, or in Doctor Who's case, a total creative say, not a degree, a total creative control. This allowed the BBC to create a much more expensive shows than their own financial stress. Night Manager was about £3 million an episode, where the average budget is 700,000 to 800,000 an hour. By the way, I'm on the last episode, Around the World in 80 Days. Freaking awesome, okay? Freaking awesome. I absolutely love that show. Every time it finishes, I feel good. I feel happy. I feel uplifted. Yes, BBC, that's what you want to bloody do. Is it on BBC? I don't know. But yes, that's the type of thing people want. Fun, entertainment. And there's actually depth to it as well. Episode, what was it, 7? Was the one set in America, dealing with the KKK, essentially, and American racism, and it dealt with it in a really good way, an intelligent way, a realistic way. It's incredible. They want you to deny the evidence with your own eyes and ears. They want to tell you that America is a racist country. Do you remember Back to the Future, right? Back to the Future from 1985, right? In 1985, he goes back to 1955, and he meets the mayor of the town, who's a black man, right? When he's mopping the floor in the milkshake shop, I think, right? He's mopping the floor. He said, maybe one day I could be the mayor. A black man being the mayor in 1955, that's impossible. And by 1985, not 2020, 1985, he was not only the mayor, he'd been the mayor for years and years and years, and his skin colour wasn't an issue. In 1985, how about 37 years ago, right? That's how long I think racism has been on the wane. But again, 1984, they need you to deny your evidence of your eyes and your ears. Produced by Badwall Studios, or the details of the particular deal are unknown. Still, it's reasonable to assume the co-founder. Well, the BBC are losing a lot of money. It's going straight to HBO Max. This will potentially allow Doctor Who to compete in the age of Disney Plus, according to the departing showrunner. Who cares what he's got to say about anything? All in all, fans don't need to be too worried about the future of Doctor Who. Yeah, exactly. Doctor Who has been good enough to save itself from the destruction of the BBC. Yeah, they were lucky. They were absolutely. But how did it happen, right? How did it happen? Look, BBC have lost creative control for season 14 and beyond. Yes. How did this go down? It's because idiot outlets like this pretended that this era of Doctor Who was in any way successful. And it isn't. It wasn't. It's been an absolute disaster. So, let's look at another article with them pretending it's successful, because that's bonkers. And this is the really most bonkers one. Doctor Who, the 10 best companions of the 13th Doctor. What? There's been 4, and they've all been garbage. Well, I quite like, what was it? Bradley Walsh, whatever his name was. Well, I guess let's read their top 10 companions. I mean, how are you going to spin this? The Doctor has recently plenty of help recently, but Yasmin Khan to the future Doctor. Dr. Ruth is not a companion. I mean, I'll take her as a companion, I guess, over her being a doctor, but whatever. I'd prefer her as a Jodie Whittaker. Which of her many companions is the best? Doctor Who relies on companions to help create compelling narratives. Well, didn't really help with the Chibnall, did it? Who wrote this one? This is always so funny. I've never heard this guy before. George Chrysostomou. Somebody who writes these articles tweeted at me on Twitter saying, "Oh, I'm so glad when he takes a piss out of my articles because I get more views." Yes, I know. Yes, that's the point, mate. I know that's why Screenrant prints them. The allies of the Doctor surrounds us both eyes and ears in the field, contributing to the mission in a variety of ways, vital ways, and constantly acting as a way to guide the time traveler in some kind of reality. No. They're there to go, what's that, Doctor, and look pretty, okay? That's essentially what a companion is, right? And I kind of like them doing that. Some of the companions recent years have served alongside the 13th regeneration stand out more than others. Okay, whether they're significantly turn the tide on a particular venture or were great source comic relief, they boasted their own intriguing arc. Nobody has an arc, okay? I don't think that arc was Graham, and that's just because the actor imbued it with it. And Graham, for some reason, the best one, Graham, is number 10, somehow. Okay. No, but Graham lost his wife early. The doctor ended up getting a kill because this isn't the doctor. But then grief him to make some major changes in life. Then he realized that basically he had the emotional arc of season 11, her first season. He realized he had to take advantage of the opportunity and therefore explored the galaxy as one of the companions for multiple seasons, 2 seasons. To be fair, Graham is one of the most loyal and intelligent companions. There's an why can't you proofread anything? Companions, the Doctor. Why is the Doctor got a capital T? Has ever shared the TARDIS. TARDIS with periods after each name. Really? No, that's not how you write TARDIS. With, oh my God, the punctuation is terrible. Okay. It's fair to say that Graham is one of the most loyal and intelligent companions to the TARDIS, to the Doctor, has ever shared the TARDIS with. His advice is completely unmatched as he provides a lot of common sense. His best credit common sense was getting out of that crap show right away. I think in any given situation, he's an invaluable ally, but ultimately retired to spend more time on Earth. Ultimately retired because he had a much more opportunities. Ryan Sinclair, basically the same thing, right? I want to go. One of the criticisms had been that one of the criticisms that has been unpopularly levied at the 13th Doctor is that commanders actually outperform her. Well, they do. Right? They do. I mean, like, how's it unpopularly? What? How's that? It's unpopular with you, but I think it's quite popular with people. I don't know. It's unpopular to mention that she's crap. For the most part, that's incorrect. No, it's not. It's hard to deny the charisma of Ryan Sinclair. I deny the charisma of Ryan Sinclair. It's not hard at all, mate. Not hard. Look, I'll try it again. I deny the charisma of Ryan Sinclair. I mean, Tosin Cole might be a charismatic guy, but boy, did he pull the short straw on life getting this job. He's like, I'm a companion to Doctor Who, and then 2 years later, he's like, oh shit. He's supposed to be in an HBO Max show, but did that get scuppered with COVID? Who knows? He brought a lot to the table in regards to a personal arc. Not really. How's Yaz number 3? She should be the number. Listen, if Yaz wants to fuck the Doctor, and it seems the Doctor is quite up for it, right? Then doesn't that make her the number 1 companion? Like, what else you got to do? Really? Like seriously, Yaz will literally lick the Doctor's pussy, and I can't believe I had to say that. She will. I didn't have to say it. I just really wanted to. Will literally lick the Doctor's pussy. No, that still makes it number 8, not number 1. Really? I tell you, if I had a companion and Kevin is like, I will suck your dick, I'm like, you're number 1, baby. You're my number 1 companion. Fine. His character development was exceptional as Graham's adopted grandson learns to deal with some challenges that held him back in life and ultimately discovers genuine talents and strength. So further, the adventurer begins to truly feel at home in the TARDIS, and then he leaves. Okay, fine. After he has to suck his thumb. Okay, Yasmin. Yaz Khan is the only companion who has persevered with the Doctor. Well, listen, it was perseverance. She accompanied on almost every single mission, recently admitted developing feelings for the Time Lord. The former police officer is a hero unto herself. Oh, she's the bestest one ever. Again, this is number 8. What do you have to be number 1? Okay. The TARDIS, again, person has never read anything about Doctor Who, was just an excuse to keep keep saving lives, and Khan is becoming the confident with each passing operation. And is English this guy's 3rd language? As she learns to utilize her talents to her advantage. Of what? Okay, she's always asks the right questions at the right time because she's the best ever, and become really the heart and soul of the team. Okay. Sarah and Nick. Okay. Here, one second. Now I've got to scoop this over. Sarah. Let's try that again. There you go. Okay, they're better than all of the. Okay, Sarah and Nick are the two most recent companions to join the Doctor after facing off against the Dalek. Did they even travel in the TARDIS? Used to be a companion, you need to travel in the TARDIS, didn't you? The duo eventually became a couple. Weirdly, weird serial killer Nick stalking Sarah Aisling B and they fall in love. That was weird. But there's certainly some conflict between the two. When she finds out he's a creepy stalker keeping his mementos from his ex-girlfriends, who he totally hasn't killed and eaten, right? No, totally hasn't done that. Considering they didn't meet eye to eye. Okay, fine. Romance prevailed somehow after she was tied in his basement for 6 months. She decided to marry him. Then Nick's constant optimism and Sarah's dry humor allowed the... You've never seen this, have you? This guy has never seen this episode. Allowed the character to become far more memorable than any should have been, considering they've initially been pitched as one-off friends. Perhaps the viewers will get to see more of them in the future. There's 2 episodes to go. Captain Jack Harkness, you're not seeing more of him. Cancelled Captain Jack, who came and saved Doctor Who's ratings. Absolutely came and saved Chris Chibnall's rating. How did Chris Chibnall, respond to that? Did he have any loyalty to him? No, none whatsoever. Absolutely disgusting. Fans who are just starting Doctor Who need to know the show loves throwing back to some of its older continuity. That's what happened when the arrival of Captain Jack Harkness. He came in because it was tanking, and he gave them the rating boost that they desperately needed. Who had not been seen in TARDIS for quite some time. The man who cannot be killed but he can be cancelled. Useful actor to helping escape from the June prison. Unbelievable. Like this Doctor couldn't escape from a prison. Really? That's what Doctor Who does. That's Doctor Who 101. There's actually a good book by Kate Orman with the 8th Doctor called Seeing Eye, where you explore. He's trapped in prison for like 2 years. And he can't get out, and it's like the frustration. That's a great book. That tells that great. This was a throwaway piece of insanity to weaken the character of the Doctor once again. Regardless, he'll continue to put his life on line for the Doctor. Dan Lewis. Oh look, this is his slow down with the Dalek, where he's able to beat the Dalek by stepping to the left. Okay, that's it. The other Dalek couldn't open a door. This one, he just stepped to the left. Dan Lewis again. Yaz will literally lick the Doctor's pussy, and she's a lesser companion than Dan. Okay, that's it. That's pretty weird. Dan is a new addition. He was brought in to replace Bradley Walsh. not as well, but has already made an impact. He's a great replacement for Graham, continuing to add the common sense to the equation. Yeah, not that much added to the equation. Larger brand doesn't leave out the everyday people it's trying to protect. Leave me alone. It was so stupid. It was just so ridiculously stupid. Dan is almost fearless, which sometimes can be a mistake when he's happily takes on a Dalek by himself and steps to the left and survives. So that's all he needs to do. It's unclear how his arc will conclude. He's going to be making lots of jokes about Doctor Who. He did a good bit about Carvanista, the next one. Again, Carvanista, a better companion than Yaz, who will perform oral sexual favors on the Doctor. Still not as good as Dan. Okay, I don't know. People prepared to perform oral sexual favors on me. They get bumped up the ratings. They just do. Just the kind of guy I am, baby. It's just the kind of guy I am. That's the way it is. Carvanista. What number? Now, Carvanista, I liked because I like dogs. I really like dogs, and I would have liked to seen him with like Sylvester McCoy's Doctor. I think he would have worked quite well with his Doctor. He's kind of the person he goes like. But then you had all this stupid Chibnall lore about bonded species and spaceships that can stop a galaxy-eating cloud that doesn't... It's also stupid. Carvanista was a surprising addition to the group, considering he was previously hunting down the Doctor. Oh, yeah, again, don't expect internal consistency or anything to make sense. This alien was actually a former companion of the Time Lords. Yeah, going in. I can't leave me alone. Bell and Instant v Vinder. Yeah, they were. I hope they're coming back because they were incredibly underwhelming, weren't they? Bell and Instant v Vida were also part of the ongoing Flux narrative, although the duo was separated for the most part of their journey, despite being married, where nothing about their story made sense. There was an impossible to break connection between the two of them, kept them going through difficult times. Each had their part to play in overcoming the destruction of the threat in the universe. There was a scrappy and resourceful two-personality the traits that the Doctor admires in her companions. Ultimately, they were popular enough to earn themselves spin-off stories ultimately, they were popular enough to earn themselves potential spin-off stories in the future. Really? What? That's not what that. No! They didn't earn themselves spin-off stories in the future. No, it was done before anybody saw it. Okay? They're popular. And Kate left it. She's the last one. No, we got the Fusion Doctor. Kate Stewart, I'm trying to listen to Unit Nemesis now, and it's tough. Okay, I'm just not that into it. I'm not getting the second one. I think I'm going to finish the box set before I decide, but I'm not getting this. I don't think I'm getting the second one. State Stewart has been completely irreplaceable ally since the moment Unit returned to the screen. As a daughter of a brigadier, she continually maintained her family legacy and boosting the defensive systems on Earth. Honestly, I always found her a bit weak. She's always been it just doesn't really do it for me. She was. I mean, it was okay when she had the Capaldi or Matt Smith as a foil, right? Because that you had some strength to bounce off with it, and she had this soft strength, which I think worked quite well. But here it's just nonsense. She's aware of everything that's happening and shows the Doctor is as supplied for as possible future missions to defend the defense list. Some of the 13's best episodes demonstrate Kate's resistance and ability to stand up to humanity. No, they were in one episode together. Stop. Best episode. Is this the last one? Oh, God, thank God. Somehow, Dr. Ruth is her number one command. Is Dr. Ruth going to lick Jodie's pussy? Or Dr. Jodie's pussy, right? Is that going to happen? If not, I still think Yash should be number one. I really do. I hate to harp on this. I think that should be. I think the willingness to perform sexual favors should lift you up in the rankings. I just think that's fair. The future Doctor was previously hiding with her memories taken away by her in order to protect her identity. The 13th Doctor managed to rectify this and have the two partners together on a hand. No, they didn't. It appears the future Doctor knows more about their past, though. No, it doesn't. With the strange parallel between the two, it's difficult to know what secrets are being hidden. They are both brilliant and heroic, yet the future Doctor demonstrates a number of alternative traits that complement the Doctor, the current Doctor, incredibly well. She's vaguely intelligent at times where Jodie isn't. Yeah, again. Why is the BBC going down? Because of that. They tried to pretend this current Doctor was somehow not awful. They tried to pretend that. They really, really tried to pretend that. Didn't work out that well, okay? Didn't work out that well. And the BBC went down. Okay, that's just basically that's everything. I think that wraps everything up in one nice neat little bow. Please sign up to my Substack. It's freaking awesome. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and Rumble, which is just pressing a little plus sign. And Rumble, that is fan-dabby. Double dozy. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Have yourselves a fantastic and awesome day.